Welcome, MTG-Portal, and today we're going to be counting down our picks of the top 25 commanders. So stay tuned and let me know what you guys think. First up, we have Melstrom Wanderer coming in at 5 colorless, a blue, red, and a green for a 7/5. He's an elemental creature that's going to give all creatures you control haste and double the cascade. Definitely a very rough commander to deal with. Coming in next on our list is Thrax Moondar. At 4 colorless, 1 blue, a black, and a red for a 6/6 zombie assassin with haste. He has got Grixis written all over him. When Thrax Moondar attacks, defending player must sacrifice a creature. Whenever a player sacrifices a creature, you may put a 1/1 counter on Thrax Moondar. He is a very difficult commander to deal with, and if he is played correctly, he will decimate your opponents. Next up, we have Kalia of the Vast, coming in at 1 colorless, 1 white, 1 black, and a red for a 2/2 human cleric with flying that everyone in the Magic community absolutely hates. If you play this commander, you are guaranteed to be hated on first. Please, keep that in consideration. Our next commander is Damia, Sage of Stone, coming in at 4 colorless, 1 green, 1 blue, and a black. This is a political commander, but guaranteed to cause a lot of board hate. If you like to get focused on quickly, but you like to draw a shit ton of cards, Damia, Sage of Stone is the way to go. Guaranteed. Our next commander coming in the list is Teriel, Reckoner of Souls, coming in at 4 colorless, 1 white, a black, and a red for a 4/7 angel with flying and vigilance. So whenever you tap it, you can choose a creature at random from target opponent's graveyard, and it comes onto the battlefield under your control. This is guaranteed to cause hate. This is guaranteed to make the game a very interesting and somewhat challenging position to play. I love it. And next up, we do have a Zuri Claw of Progress, coming out at 2 colorless, a green, and a blue for a 3/3 elf warrior. This is one of the newest commanders out of the new block sets, and it's absolutely amazing. If you enjoy grafting counters and screwing with your opponents, this is the way for you to go. And next on our list, we have Marin of Clan Neltoth, coming in at 2 colorless, a black, and a green for a 3/4 human shaman. If you love to play Reanimate, this is the deck for you. Quick graveyard retrieval and absolute brutality guaranteed. Next up, we have NAR Set Enlightened Master, coming in at 3 colorless, a blue, red, and a white for a 3/2 human monk with first strike and hexproof. NAR Set enables you, whenever she attacks, to look at the top 4 cards of your library, and you may play all of those cards without paying their mana cost. NAR Set is absolutely disgusting. It is one of the most powerful planeswalkers in my opinion, and very underrated for its abilities. Trust me, I've watched it dominate a $400 deck. It sucked. It was not a pleasant experience. She is brutal. Build her. And next up, we have Kalidas, Trader of Get, coming in at 2 colorless and 2 black for a 3/4 vampire warrior with lifelink. If a non-token creature an opponent controls would die, instead exile that card and put a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield. You may pay 2 colorless and black, sacrifice another vampire or zombie, and put 2 1/1 counters on Kalidas, Trader of Get. Soon to be one of the most powerful commanders in the EDH format, in my honest opinion. Next up, we have Mizzix of the Magnus, a 2 colorless, a blue and red for a 2/2 goblin wizard that's going to enable you to cast your instants and sorceries for 1 colorless less for each experience counter you have. This can be a very powerful commander, depending on how you build the deck. Next up, we have Ulshot the Hate Seed, coming in at 2 colorless, a red and a green for a 0/0 Hydra that gets +1/+1 for each red and green creature on the board. You may then remove a 1/1 counter to either deal 1 damage or put a 1/1 sapling on the board. This can be a very powerful commander depending on how it's played. And if you enjoy building a green and red stompy deck, this is definitely the card for you. Next up, we have a Zombie Lady of Scrolls, coming in at 2 colorless and 3 blue for a 0/2 human wizard. If you enjoy unlimited card, draw, counterspells, and wizard shenanigans, then this is definitely the commander for you. Trust me, it gets nasty. Coming in next on our list is Jorah of the Guiteau, at 1 colorless of blue and red for a 2/2 human wizard. Now, I've personally never played this commander, but I have heard from a lot of people in my Magic community, and the people who play the game abroad that they really do enjoy her. If you want to try something creative, let me know what kind of decks you build around this particular commander. Next on our list is Karthus, Tyrant of June, coming in at 4 colorless of black, red, and green for a 7/7 dragon with flying and haste. Now I'm all about causing chaos and mayhem and taking no prisoners. Please do me the favor and do the same, enabling you to take all dragons on the board under your control and tapping them and giving all dragons you play haste. This guy is a commander to contend with, and most likely will cause a lot of hate on the board. Be prepared. Next up, we have Zuri the Enchanter, coming in at 1 colorless, a white, blue, and black for a 1/4 human wizard, enabling you to pull enchantments from your library, equip them, and beat your opponents. Be prepared for the board hate. It's going to follow suit shortly, and hopefully there's not much your opponents can do about it. Next up, we have Aryll the Mistwalker, coming in at 2 colorless, a red, green, and white for a 5/5 beast. Aryll the Mistwalker can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control, and for every aura attached to him, he gets +2/+2. Be prepared for the board hate. Believe me, it's coming. Next up, you have Sidra Galvanic Genius, coming in at 1 white, 1 blue, and a black for a 2/2 human artificer. Sidra is a very political deck, and she is a very political commander, enabling you to warp and bend artifacts to your will at your leisure. Be prepared to be hated on once this deck starts rolling, but be cautious and be political. Next up, you have Male the Anima. 1 red, 1 green, and a white for a 2/3 elf shaman. If you play this commander, be prepared to die first unless you can defend your board. She does enable you to produce big, nasty 5 or greater creatures and put them directly on the battlefield. Nobody is going to like you if you play this commander, and if you are not political about it, you will die. Be prepared for that. Otherwise, she's an amazing commander. Go have some fun. Next up, we have Kozli, Butcher of Truth, coming in at 10 colorless mana for a 12/12. If you play this commander, be prepared to die. Nobody is going to like you. So understand, if you build a Kozlik Eldrazi deck, you are going to be the first one to die. With Annihilator 4 and abilities like Kozlik, Butcher of Truth, it's no wonder why absolutely nobody plays this commander. But still, I implore you, build it. Coming in next, we have Child of Alara at 1 white, 1 blue, 1 black, 1 red, and green for a 6/6 avatar with trample. The catch to Child of Alara is when it dies, it destroys all non-land permanents, and they cannot be regenerated. If you play this commander, be prepared. You're not going to make friends. I still implore you to play it, because I love Obliterate, and this commander is awesome. Next up on our list is Nicol Bolas, coming in at 2 colorless, 2 blue, 2 black, 2 red for a 7/7 legendary creature who's an Elder Dragon with flying. This card is great against almost all decks but Damia. Do not play it against Damia. They're not going to care if you force them to discard their hand, they're just going to draw another 7, so be mindful. But he is Grixis all the way, and a sweet commander of choice. Next up, we have Thromok the Insatiable, coming in at 3 colorless, a red and green for a 0/0 Hellion with Devour X. If you have a lot of small creatures or you're running a quick stompy deck, maybe elves, whatever it may be with a lot of tokens, and you can make Thromok the Insatiable a big creature, he can be a commander to deal with. And if you make him indestructible, your opponents are screwed. Next up, we have Prosh, Skyraider of Care, coming in at 3 colorless, a black, red, and a green for a 5/5 dragon. He is a token enabler. You're enabling yourself to sacrifice token creatures to pump Prosh. If you have a token deck or the ability to sacrifice a lot of creatures, this could be a very powerful commander. Keep in mind it is a slower deck. Next up, we have Sliver Hive Lord at 1 white, 1 blue, a black, red, and green for a 5/5 Sliver with Indestructible. That gives all Sliver creatures you control Indestructible. I don't know how much more of an introduction this guy really needs. If he hits the board, everyone is basically screwed. Good luck. Die well. Next up, we have NMR Soul of Elements. At 1 blue, 1 red, and a green for a 1/1 elemental that has protection from white and from black. This guy is disgusting. Whenever you cast a creature spell, put a 1/1 counter on him. Creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each 1/1 counter on NMR. If he gets on the board protected, you're all screwed. Thank you for watching another exciting video here at MTG-Portal, and I hope you enjoyed our top 25 commanders countdown. As always, if you enjoy the content that we produce, please go ahead and leave a comment down below. Give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please make sure you smash the subscribe button above. It helps out more than you know. For whatever reason you don't like the content or didn't like this video and myself, please give me a thumbs down and leave a comment down below as well so we know what we can do better. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being a part of MTG Portal and our community here online, and we'll talk to you all soon.